I know I always say this, but I truly think this is the best summer TBR I have ever put together. So let's go through the 13 books that are on my priority reading list. First one is a book that's been on my TBR for quite some time, and that is The 5-Star Weekend. There is going to be a TV show adaptation coming out in July, so time is a ticking. This has a 4.02 on Goodreads. I know it's a well-loved Ellen book, and it's about a friend group reuniting on Nantucket for a weekend. I think there's a lot of friendship chaos, secrets revealed. Honestly, right up my alley. Two books by Christina Lauren, also a book that's been on my TBR for quite some time, and that is The Paradise Problem. 4.06 on Goodreads. It's fake dating, marriage of convenience. I think I'm gonna love this one. And then I somehow hit the lottery and got an advanced copy of their newest book, The Romance Revival. This comes out July 14th. This is kind of a second chance romance. I think there's an element of amnesia, so the couple has to kind of fall back in love with each other. Very excited to read this one. And we've got some more romance because what is more synonymous with beach reads than romance? The X-Files is a second chance romance, which isn't usually my favorite. However, it's by Jessica Joyce, who wrote You With a View, which I read last year and absolutely gobbled it up. 4.06 on Goodreads. I expect to love this one. Same time next summer is the last book by one of my auto-buy authors that I haven't read yet. This has a 3.73 on Goodreads. Also a second chance romance, but Annabelle Monaghan writes the perfect summer beach reads, and I know I'm gonna love this one. Good at Being Alive, I think, is going to be my first Elizabeth O'Rourke book. I think her romance books are pretty spicy, and this one has fake dating. Comes out June 16th. I'm pretty sure it's set on like some sort of cruise ship, so I think I'm gonna eat it up. Tropesick also comes out on June 16th. This is Lauren Oakey's second book. I absolutely love The Best Worst Thing, and this romance is about two writers who used to be neighbors, giving beach read a little bit, which is my favorite Emily Henry book, so I am very excited to read this one. And then a book that blends romance and magical realism. Destination Funeral comes out July 21st. This is by the same author of The Other Side of Now, which is one of my favorite magical realism books ever. I believe this one has a time loop, and I literally always love a time loop. The only true historical fiction book on my list is The Island Club, because look at this cover. This has a 3.79 on Goodreads. It's set in the 1950s in California, and I think it's about a few different marriages that are kind of crumbling a little bit, and it's under 300 pages, so I feel like it's going to be a really fast-paced, juicy read. We've got All the Colors of the Dark, which is a thriller that's been on my list for a while. This also has a little bit of historical fiction in it. I believe it's set towards the end of the summer in Missouri in the 70s. 4.24 on Goodreads. So many people rave about this one. I'm very excited to read it, despite the length. And then a more classic thriller, We Would Never Tell. This has a 3.53 on Goodreads, but it's set during the Cannes Film Festival, which means it's set in France, and it's about rich people. And then we have two litfics that I'm kind of hoping will make me cry. June Baby is a coming-of-age story set in New England on Block Island during the summer. 3.76 on Goodreads. I've heard incredible things about this one, and it's a debut. And then we have So Old So Young, which might be the only one that's not purely set during the summer. It follows a friend group through different parties over the years. It has a 3.76 on Goodreads. It kind of reminds me of the show The Four Seasons on Netflix, which I loved, so I do have very high hopes for this one. All right, now let me know in the comments which one I should read first.